We're about to watch Part 6, The Search for More Money. I mean, The Search for Grand Admiral
This
Thrawn.
is my Star Wars flamethrower.
Dude, what if the title is The Search for More Money?
That actually would be great.
I guess we'll find out what the title is coming soon. Let's start the show. Okay, I got my beer. I'm ready.
Got the booze.
Wait, Disney made this?
Got my
I'm out.
women's. It's original. That's like,
We will not skip the
remember this?
recap. Who could forget?
that's another moderate violence is why it's rated the way it is.
It's an intense violence, the one episode.
Well, it
Intense violence!
This episode won't be intense.
Clearly, the creators have not seen Evil Dead.
Take your pick.
Did you see all the helmets? That was new.
I think part of the problem too is like hyperspace looks different.
It's a slightly different hyperspace.
There's like these. It's more colorful.
Purgil calls.
But you can see why do the whales?
I'm getting a Cthulhu vibe.
Yeah, they don't really look full whale.
Is Filoni a fan of like the Eldritch?
I don't know.
Like
What would happen if the
Lovecraft?
whale opened its mouth at that moment?
Once again, I'm fine with ships going light speed. People are inside are safe. An organic being, when it's like the mouth is just open. It's
Yeah.
like they're on its tongue. They're not strapped to anything. It's
Yeah. Like what
I
are
don't
they
know.
sitting on right now? Its tongue?
Yeah, they're just on its tongue. Like I said, we made a joke about like, oh, it's just gonna eat them.
Yeah, I mean.
Crawl into my mouth, little ones, and I will take you to your. Oh, I ate them.
Yep.
Well,
Why? And like I like how they're still sitting at like the cockpit. Like, what does it matter? Like,
wait,
you guys.
she was chipper at the end of the last episode. Now it looks like she's back to her old
Oh, God.
stoic ways.
I don't know.
Look, she's just back to being bland again.
I think the droid's telling her like, bitch, you don't know what you saw.
Oh wait, I was gonna say, how does she know that? And she says, I saw it through the Force. She wasn't there.
I guess when she was like reading that like the pieces of the map or whatever, which is like that new ability. I don't know if she had.
She
that
just said
ability
she saw it
before.
through the Force. That Sabine went willingly. I was gonna say she wasn't physically there,
Right.
So they needed a reason why she knows the Force.
Yeah, the Force is always
Force-
the Force is great for storytelling purposes. Just anything. Just
The Emperor foresaw his victory in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
That wasn't real. Was he just full? Was the Emperor full of shit?
I mean,
Or did he actually see a
I.
Well, remember, Yoda teaches Luke that always in motion is the future.
Yeah.
I think what that means is depending on your actions, the future's constantly changing.
Right.
Like,
Right.
the Emperor probably saw otherwise. He probably just saw his victory and said, oh, yeah, we're good.
And he's arrogant and egotistical, so yeah.
Pool noodle. Do you see it? It looks even worse now.
I picture that goat meme you sent.
It looks like the kids have been riding it harder this week.
Yeah, I bet the kids have been riding that harder this week.
I want to ride your pool noodle, Ahsoka.
A long time ago,
Can you imagine if they put like...
galaxy far, far
No! Wait. No, wait.
No,
what?
no. You don't get to go to a different galaxy just to use the line.
Oh, shit. I just had a horrible thought. What if they go to, like, our galaxy?
Is this their way of doing like crossover shit?
What if they find Earth
Far. Oh, fuck this shit already.
What?
Fuck it.
far, far away? Wait. What if they... I would assume this probably isn't going to happen. What if they show up to, like, Earth when the dinosaurs are around? And that's where Thrawn is.
Okay. They let her sleep.
Wait a minute.
But
Why is
with-
she handcuffed?
Right, like if you're letting her alone in a room where she can sleep and just move around.
She went willingly. Is she a
Wait.
prisoner? What?
You still keep her a prisoner, yeah.
Well, I guess, but wouldn't Balon be like, no, she's coming with us because... Wait, why is she coming with them? I'm surprised she doesn't want to just kill Sabine. She seems like she's cold and heartless.
Yeah, she's a witch anyway.
She's a witch.
I believe she can still be of some use to us.
What I don't understand is, like, what if they do find Ezra? Are they just going to let them reunite?
Right, and this
Like,
is another thing, like, this is one of those things where, like, bad guy says, we can use her, so we'll let her live. Oh, how convenient that, like, it'll run out of her use, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that plot point in and of itself I don't think is bad.
It's just as old as time, though.
It is old, but certain tropes work because they're very good. That's why they're as old as time.
So why do they have to have the ring? Oh, see,
That's-
the right of the planet.
Oh my God, you're right. It's just there. Look at that planet. It's
Yeah.
right there. That's probably where Thrawn is.
Yep.
Right?
The whales
What?
died. Iridia
How do you ride a space whale?
Oh, this is like the whale space yard, like the hyena thing.
This is like the
This is where the whales go to die.
flying things from Avatar, where
Right.
like our people know how to.
But this is like the elephant graveyard from Lion King, but it's whales.
Yo,
in
if
space.
Be Prepared starts playing, I'm ready to like jam out to that.
I don't know if I like the idea that the Dathmor witches,
We used to ride the whales in ancient times.
and
like,
that's how they got to this galaxy, and the Jedi Temple mentioned this galaxy.
so this is their migrating pattern. That's why
right,
they
I get
know.
that. That's
Okay.
fine. But like, why do we have to throw the exposition out of like the Dathmor they rode them to come there, and the Jedi knew about this the whole time? But no one ever checked the archives, I guess, just because.
It's another one. It's like Reva finding in the archives that
Right.
Obi-Wan and
It's
Bail Organa are BFFs.
it's exposition that
Nobody checked.
Yeah. No one will ever look in the library.
Yeah.
No one has Wikipedia in this galaxy.
Vader would clearly never check the archives for information on how to find Obi-Wan
Right.
himself. Or the Grand Inquisitor, or anybody in that station.
Yeah.
Reva, a newbie, just, oh yeah, I found it here. It's right, it's right there.
It's page 4. You all stopped reading at page 3. Okay, maybe we're going to make it exotic?
We know it's coming at some point. I don't know if it's going to be a full-on face turn, but when does Balin, like,
I think it's going to be...
this or next episode? Maybe the end of next episode, penultimate.
I think the girl one, like, turns on him. Like, she thinks he's going to...
Well, yeah, I think we said that. But,
Yeah.
But, like, he's going to end up showing too much mercy and...
If you want to make your statues look creepy, you make their mouths open.
Yeah, I'm fine with the aesthetics. Creepy Planet's fine. It's almost like Aztec.
Hey, it's
sort
Minas Tirith.
Yeah, kind of. There's a lot of more Lord of the Rings.
That ship's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Big golden...
I was going to say, considering how bland everything else has been, like ship-wise,
Yeah.
that's sort of neat, that there's something kind of memorable. Because the round donut thing isn't...
I just, like, if you need the hyperdrives to get there and stuff, and you need these big hyperdrives, why put them on a giant ring? Just put them all together.
I just don't... Why does it have to be a ring?
Oh, here's the Shakespeare witches.
Oh, no. Is it full on...
Toil and trouble.
Do they have like do they actually have an eyeball like a...
3 eyes of Newt?
Because you're right, the second episode was named after this, right?
Yeah.
In
were
old
they
Filoni
just
stuff
waiting
was...
for them?
Oh my God! It's the fucking Macbeth witches.
Yeah.
And they've got eyeballs.
Were they just waiting for him?
They're all dressed like similar.
No,
No.
that's what the Dathmor Sith witches were always dressed like that
Well,
in
it's-
the old canon.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna say in the. That's like what's her name from Mando season 3. It's like an NPC. She's just sitting there in that room,
right.
empty. They're just waiting for the plot to
Yeah,
happen.
yep.
They've been there for thousands of years until
right.
this happens.
So the witches are working with Thrawn. Okay.
Why is Thrawn working with witches?
Right.
No, I'm asking you.
Well, I just said right because, like, yeah, sure.
You don't know.
No, I have
Okay.
no idea. Yeah.
I feel like Thrawn would be more pragmatic than to work with witches.
I mean,
So that's not the Force. That's witchcraft. What they're doing?
magic, force, yeah.
Is it the same or is it not?
It's,
Oh, is it vague?
fuck off. I don't know. Take your
It's like we call ourselves witches, but really they're just Jedi.
yeah,
There's-
or vice versa, I guess. You know what I mean?
People will call this smart because it's like, oh, he's homaging Shakespeare.
Yeah.
That's a smart thing to do, Ben.
It will wait in solitude.
It is Sabine.
Wait, did they lasso her with lasers?
Yeah, apparently.
Wouldn't that cut right through you? It's
And
like a
she's
laser.
literally, I love this. She's walking.
Yeah,
That is so actor movement.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Versus
Well, because that thing there, it's not really there.
right.
They CGI that in after the fact. She had
Yeah.
to pretend like she was tied up and walk.
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now. The director said, "All right, action. Pretend like you're being struggled by
Don't
lassos."
show you your leg movements.
Yeah.
Then. It was like the captain in the first episode when they like grabbed his arm that was holding the blaster and he's like,
Is he gonna have a moment where he realizes, wait, we're the evil ones?
"Wait, we're the bad guys."
We're the evil invaders?
Yeah.
And you're right. She's gonna think they're gonna do the Sith thing where it's like she kills the master.
He's gonna like maybe not do the killing blow on Ahsoka because she is one of the last Jedi left,
Yeah.
and she will stab him then because he showed weakness.
Sabine's gonna kill her.
Yeah, and
They already
then-
set that up.
Yeah.
Like she already fought her twice now.
Well, you
but
have to have the two hot chicks fight each other.
But Sabine's actually going to be the one to finally kill. After she kills him,
Yeah.
she's going to do something and beat somehow. It's what's really unfortunate? We still have not seen anything regarding like Sith apprentice training. And I feel like that's sort of untapped.
Yeah.
Like that's stuff that would be interesting that's sort of not really been really looked
It's
at.
also kind of depressing that these are the two most interesting characters so far in this show, and they're bad guys, and there's no real motive other than power.
Well, and what's worse is they're not even like the main threat. They're the muscle.
Yeah.
They're just the heavies.
Yeah.
For getting to Thrawn,
Right. Thrawn and Morgan would be... and Morgan is such a bad character because she was...
Well, she's bland as fuck.
Well, it's all right. She's a witch. She
has no
easily-
personality.
She also easily got captured by Ahsoka
And gave
in
Ahsoka
a
everything.
different show, and then gave her the information to start this whole thing.
Oh. Does he actually have an agenda? Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
Something's happening.
Getting motive.
He's got his own thing. Oh, she doesn't like that.
No, she wants power like the old school. Yeah.
Is he angry? Does he want to kill Thrawn?
I think
To, like,
he
make
wants
it end?
to like start his own Jedi. Like he's gonna redo the Jedi, like using her. But
Well,
like,
well, why is he invested in the recapturing of Thrawn thing?
because yeah.
Like, I feel like that has to have something to do with this, right?
Right.
The witch lady wants Thrawn back.
Yeah.
But
Which I don't even know why that either.
But it's.
Look at that.
I just.
Look at that cinematography of nothing being in focus. That wall is in focus.
The background, the foreground, everything's out. Off.
Nothing was in focus.
I just imagine like a random trooper, like open the door. Hey, stop that!
He's
And closing it. Whatever you're doing, stop doing that. The whole fucking room's shaking over here. You just gave my friend cancer.
Stop with
I
your.
don't know what you're doing.
Stop with your cancer doing. Oh shit! Here we go.
Is that a Chimera?
It's a Star Destroyer.
Well, is there anything that differentiates the Chimera from another Star Destroyer? Like, is there something on it that we can?
It's slightly
look,
blue.
it's rebuilt.
Yeah. So that's got to be.
That's got to be the Chimera. Wait,
Yeah,
what's
and that's the Thrawn symbol, like the.
that's
Chiss.
the Thrawn symbol?
Yeah, it's like the Chiss logo.
Okay.
They have like the Mando logos that like
Mm-hmm.
head.
So wait, is Thrawn on that? Is he just on the Chimera?
I guess. I mean, okay, we got. I mean, I
Wait.
guess the stormtrooper.
Night Troopers? Who are they?
I guess stormtroopers.
Oh, he's got gold. Oop. That looked like beef.
Oh!
Oh, there he is. Oh, wow. Finally. That guy with the mask, that was V for Vendetta. Did you see it?
Every
Like,
helmet is like broken,
it's broken and look, they're all filthy.
and they're taped.
Fucking,
Clean
they
yourself.
need a dishwasher.
There's no
Whoa,
water.
Wait, Thrawn has a belly.
Man likes himself some beer.
Thrawn likes his IPAs a little too
Yeah.
much. Did Thrawn have a belly? I don't,
No.
he's right.
This is. I don't know.
This is it.
Oh,
What's this? Oh, God! It looks horrible.
God. It's Elon Musk
Let's
as
wait.
a blue man.
I gotta hear him talk.
For those who may oppose us. Great mothers, I salute you.
Oh God, he's a wet blanket. He's like a void of.
What?
Oh no. Enoch. Enoch means time, right? Or no, it's epoch.
Yeah. I think it's a biblical name.
Oh, and it's a
though.
lady. Oh my. God, he's like a void of charisma.
Well, that's the old Thrawn too, though.
Oh really?
In a way,
like sort of.
Just he's like Data, Spock, like that kind of a thing.
Is he supposed to be like soft spoken?
Yeah. Like they do, like he's just not surprised. It's like, yeah, so like I'm in a different galaxy, like 40 bazillion parsecs away.
And he said like, thank God I'll finally be able to leave this exile.
Yeah.
He wasn't exiled though. Like he just got whisked away by the whales.
yeah.
Exile implies like a group of people said you can no longer come
and
back
they're
here.
preventing you from getting back. What is preventing him from getting back?
Exile is totally the wrong term. No, these stormtroopers that were just on the Chimera when they got zipped away.
That'd be
then?
my assumption. Yeah.
Yeah, where is Ezra? Shouldn't Ezra have killed him?
The desire to be
Right.
reunited with your long-lost friend.
Will they explain why Ezra didn't kill him?
That singular opportunity. I'm aware of your agreement with Baron Skull, and I intend to honor it.
Oh, that's going to be
If your
Ezra,
ambitions
the Masked Stormtrooper.
No.
That's-
They already gave him a name.
Just
The
whereabouts.
Ecock?
Econ. No.
That's the twist.
No, he has like Ezra like locked away.
Oh, you think?
My course.
He like when they came into the new hyperspace, he like
He'll be a
somehow-
mind fucked Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
I don't know. You remember that there were some theories going around that
You'll be stranded.
That other
other masked thing was going
Yeah.
to be Ezra.
Yeah.
They never gave us any explanation why he got blipped away, did he?
Nope.
That was so strange. The fact that they never referenced what happened is so odd. Like he just turned into dust,
Dust,
and,
yeah.
and
I
poofed away.
right.
He's dead, Ben. Don't worry about it.
Because
It's over.
he looks like Elon
I'd
Musk.
rather not waste any more time.
He does.
What kind of ride?
It looks like a daddy talking to his like teenage daughter.
Thrawn
really
in
angry about
the
her
Thrawn
hair color.
picture in the Star Wars card game looked a lot better than that.
Yeah. What is that thing?
Rodents of unusual size from Princess Bride or whatever. I think it's kind of neat. The weird thing is, like you said, Thrawn's always about, like, he looks like immaculate.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why are his stormtroopers filthy? Do they not have showers? Is there no dishwasher to send those fucking pieces through? Like, why are they all
She
covered in
just
filth?
assumes that she can ride this thing. Okay.
Why are they letting her ride it?
I guess he's honoring the agreement that she can find Ezra.
Is Thrawn saying he doesn't know where Ezra's at?
I think so.
She's gonna go on her own little
They're
quest.
giving her weapons.
They're giving her weapons and water. It's like you must go through
What's
the.
to stop her? They're giving her lightsaber back.
Well, no, I mean, well, Thrawn said he was going to honor the agreement made by Balin.
Yeah, but
so-
what would stop her from just shooting him?
Well, then they would kill her, I would assume.
Okay,
It's,
but
it's sort of like a truce, I guess. I'm okay with that. As far as she knows, the bad guys are upholding their end of the bargain, so she's not going to
Right.
rock the boat on that. She wants to find Ezra.
All right,
That's
So
everything.
we got a brand new galaxy and a brand new world to visit.
And it looks just like that Mando planet with the giant alligator.
Yep.
It's just going to be rocky terrain with crazy, like I said, this is no different than the other galaxy.
But and immediately the first thing they do is let her loose.
Oh, so he doesn't know where she's at? Or where he's at?
Yeah, apparently he does not. Even
How
though,
did he lose track of him?
Right. That's so dumb.
They're not going to explain any of it.
No,
It's just like,
we need an episode of random travel on a different planet. So, look, it's like freaking Scotland. Okay, have at it.
it's just wilderness. Looks just like the other planet they were on where they fought.
Not a single thing of this is.
Well, it looks just like the planet where they found the map.
Yeah.
It's just the same shit. Whatever.
Steady.
Watch her just like come right upon him. Like first thing, like right out the gate.
He's just right over there.
Oh, hey Ezra, how you doing?
Ezra, we're already reunited. Gee, it's an entire galaxy. I can't believe
Yeah.
they're just there. So can the Chimera not like travel to other planets in this galaxy, or are they just stuck at this planet?
Right. Like
There's a lot of men there, and I don't know how food works. How do you get food to all these men? How do you feed for 15 years? You would
Man,
need some
she's-
source of.
it is a good thing they're just hitting her like in every piece of armor she has.
That's. I mean, that's the standard at this point for Star Wars.
I know, but it still annoys the piss out of me, man.
Who are
Like,
these? These are like Mad Max rejects.
Yeah.
With like a hint of samurai to them, right? Like that armor sort of looks
Yeah.
samurai. They're even using like the pikes or whatever.
Man, they've shot her 7 times now.
They hit her. Oh, here we go. She turned on the god mode.
Right, she just cheat mode activated.
Should have started with the lights.
Cuts due to a person. He just ran off. He literally just that lightsaber like hits him and he just ran off.
That was okay.
Oh no, my specialty device broke.
So the purpose of that action scene was just to we haven't had action,
Yeah.
and it broke her
Yeah.
tucky thing, and so now they're tracking her so that they can kill Ezra.
I guess.
That's what Thrawn said, right?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing we probably see Ezra at the very end of this episode. Probably be
Yeah.
Wait, what kind of ties were those in the background?
I was looking at like the little body things.
Oh, dude, that's totally Ezra. That's totally Ezra. He's even got a robot voice. Like, it's not a human voice. They wouldn't have done that if that wasn't going to be Ezra. Why would he have a...
And do you think he's a bad guy, though? Or is he...
He'll be like a brainwash. It'll be like Winter Soldier.
Okay.
That's definitely... well, I could be totally wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll cut it. I'll cut this out.
This didn't happen.
Drew, you predicted that perfectly. I don't know. Maybe I did. I want to see a scene with her in this thing, like from Neverending Story, the swamp of sorrow or whatever. But it's this horrible creature.
So we had to make this a 48-minute episode. So let's add 4 minutes of her talking to a steed on a new galaxy.
So, I have an asterisk to that. If she was actually like this amazing character that we liked watching, I would say that this sort of builds sort of like a fun little like sort of like nuance to the quest.
Okay.
Like if the whole quest was going out and finding Ezra, like the whole thing was that.
Yeah.
Little scenes like that can sort of help the journey. Like Lord of the Rings has a lot of scenes like that, you know.
Yeah.
Like I would even say this is probably stolen from Lord of the Rings. Like this is Samwise and Bill.
I would love to
right?
see...
Isn't Bill the pony?
I would love to see the runtime, though, from the moment the nomads end to, like, whenever she actually does a scene. The biggest thing that, like, I'm thinking, like, with Star Wars is, like, you're getting to see a brand new galaxy, which is, like, earth-shattering stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And you're spending, like, 8 minutes of it showing her just walking around a planet that looks like any other planet.
Yeah.
Show something, like do something with the idea, the gimmick of being in another galaxy.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say,
like this is something that could have been done on like Tatooine.
This is good. Like I said, if the entire series was gonna be about like we're finding Ezra and we're on this new planet,
right?
This is scenes that can work, but since we're short on time now because
this is episode 6 of 8.
We have 2 episodes left and. I'm guessing we're not going to see Ahsoka in them until next episode then at this point, right? We saw him at the beginning, but that's probably it. Whoa! Is that a fucking tortoise? Is it Koopa Troopa? Is that what that is? Jump on its shell.
Okay, yeah, that trick's over.
Wait, does it talk? Tell me it speaks English.
It's gonna know English.
Tell me it speaks English. Why is she pointing a gun at it? It's clearly like scared and harmless.
Right, and it apparently knows what a gun is, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's rationalized enough to know what a gun is. Oh, it's got clothing.
That is adorable. It's a puppet. It's a little. I think it's enhanced a little with CGI, but that's an actual like little puppet thing. At least the snail faces. Yeah, don't get. It's a crab, so it might pincer you. Be careful.
Its also back is literally a rock.
Millhouse. Oh, nice puppy.
I need my glasses. Oh, nice doggy.
And he starts petting the poisonous.
They're going to show like 40 of these things pop up in the background, I bet.
Oh, all the rocks will be
Yeah,
them?
it's going to be like, oh, yeah.
It's an entire society?
Oh, he knows the Rebel logo.
You like this?
Oh. He recognized it on his friend.
Yep, on Ezra.
Yeah, she's Ezra. That's what's going on
Oh,
here.
God.
Oh, look, he's got a little rebel patch on.
Yeah.
Ezra, do you know?
I too fought in the Battle of Endor.
Right? He's got Chewbacca's medal from the Battle of Yavin. And then we pass it to Maz Kanata, who passes it on to Chewie. Wait, where's Maz at? Whatever happened to her? That was another waste of a...
Yeah.
I know Disney was just like, that's their version of Yoda, but it's like, what the fuck was that character?
You must know.
A good question for another time. You're right, there's more of them. Not a whole sea of them, but
No,
there's
I was
6 of
expecting
them.
more, yeah.
Do you know Ezra
Okay.
Bridger?
Is the entire society of those crab people going to stand up and fight Thrawn at some point?
Oh, God.
Like the Ewoks? You know what I mean? Like she's gonna rally the entire army of rock people.
Do you think they stay in this galaxy though for a while?
I mean, there's only 2 episodes left after this.
Right.
I don't think there's enough time to go back to the other galaxy and do a whole other thing.
This shouldn't be that.
Wait, they're actually. You know what's funny
You're a
is
Jedi. This shouldn't be that hard to fucking follow her.
he's actually like using like Aragorn, like
Tracker.
tracker.
But this shouldn't be that hard to track her. Just keep going. She's going like straight.
Why didn't they just plant a tracker on her?
If they were gonna
Star Wars,
right? If they were just gonna follow her anyway,
Sure,
why
sure.
not take a ship?
Well, surely the Chimera can just track her, right?
You're a Jedi. You can use the Force. Just follow her in the Force.
Yeah, and they had no problem using the Force as an excuse with Ahsoka earlier.
So why
It's like,
are-
oh, Sabine
Yeah.
chose the... Even though she wasn't there, it's like, here, why aren't they just saying the Force?
Right.
But I'm actually... I prefer him using this
I
skill
think
than just the Force,
This is
though.
our way of getting an episode with him. This is his episode.
It's not his episode. I mean, we've had a couple good scenes with him, but this is not his episode.
But
There's too much of other stuff going
They're
on.
giving us more exposition with him, though. He's
Well, no, they are, but this is not his episode.
well. If it's calling to you, why would she hear it?
If he ended up doing like a heel turn and became even more powerful and
Yeah.
crazy, that would be neat. Oh, look, he's shrewd.
Yeah.
I like that.
He should have played Thrawn.
Well, I don't know about that, but or Thrawn should be written like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're totally supposed to be samurai.
He's I get also like sort of Tywin Lannister vibes from him in a weird way, like Grand Moff Tarkin vibes, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but just with
Like a man who postures and like he controls the scene with just like a look.
yeah.
You know, he doesn't even need to say anything. Oh my God, look at that little town.
So what was that?
It looks like a trailer park.
Right. So what was
It's
that? So what were they doing over there? Just pretending to be rocks.
They're just pretending to be rocks over this little. They're probably getting food or something. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know how they do things. Oh, this is cute.
I'm okay with this. I'm okay with the scene, but it just didn't make sense the other visit though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? The start to it doesn't make sense.
Why were they just chilling out in this thing,
Right. Like
pretending to be rocks? That's what they do to like relax. It's like yoga though.
Right. Oh, it's a baby.
No. I am just a simple shoemaker.
I like the idea that like they have like
They have this
TV
little-
antennas.
They have this little society. Wait, what the fuck are those?
No, I don't eat your crab food.
I don't eat rocks.
Take your crab food elsewhere, sir.
Crab people. Crab people. Oh, we should have made that joke earlier.
The crab people shall finally reign supreme!
It's like what Matt and Trey did with Crab People, where
Yeah.
it's like you're literally written like you have no idea how to end your third act. Crab People.
Yeah. Crab people.
The Crab People. Wait,
Oh my god.
is Ezra just living with them?
That's Ezra.
Is that him? I don't know who Ezra is. The show hasn't told me. I guess they're about to tell me. That's Ezra?
I guess.
I love that you don't even know.
Well, like I mean, it.
Just judging, I guess we're using the context clues.
I mean,
here.
it is like 11 years later, so.
Does she know that that's Ezra?
I think so.
Tell any of us where you were going.
So for 11 years, he's just been living with these hermit crabs?
Yeah.
And Thrawn doesn't know where he's at, even though it's like
Right, like
3 miles away.
This is so stupid. Like,
She wrote, it wasn't even a day's ride, right?
no.
I feel like the Chimera could have just firebombed the whole area and been like, yeah, he's dead.
You like it could have just done like a lap. One lap around the planet would have found him.
And
Sensors.
she just, now did he give Rebellion patches to all of them? Or did she,
Just the
did
one
he
that
ran into the only one that actually had a
Yeah.
Rebellion patch?
Oh, they're like, oh, they're gonna fuck. Oh.
This is like such a weak payoff to this reunion. And
Yeah.
I never even watched Rebels.
Right. Well, yeah.
And I feel like I was cheated. And I didn't even see like the
Yeah.
fucking initial source material. I was like, that's such a lame, like, oh, there he is. He's right there. I don't know. It's been 11 years since they met. Thrawn didn't know where he was, even though they fucking zipped away together
Yeah.
at the end. I don't get how any of this works. Like, you literally have to do mental gymnastics to make this work.
Yeah.
It's insane to me. That, like,
He just
you can-
asked her how she got a howler and how she found him, and she just goes, oh, "Let's not talk about that."
It's not important. Thrawn sent me out here.
Well, because
Wait, Thrawn gave you this?
Right. Obviously, that would incriminate her. But like, if I'm the dude who knew that you had to go through another galaxy, you're using my new planet's
Yeah.
fauna to find me. I'm going to fucking keep asking you how you found me.
It's not important.
I'm not going to let you drop it.
Well, yeah, it's super important. Like, I know you'd be thrilled to see them. Like, how the fuck did you find me? Wait,
Right.
that's super important. How did you find me?
Right.
How the fuck are you here right now?
Like,
oh,
I didn't leave a map.
Thrawn let you leave the Chimera
Yeah.
to come find me? And then he has to tell
Yeah.
her crab people, we need to get the fuck out of here. Because, oh
Why
my God.
is it like sitting on top of
You're
that?
right, man. That's like terrible.
Why? Like, if I'm the dude who literally vanished to another galaxy, I have left no way for you to find me. And you
Yeah.
find me.
11, well, it is 11,
10,
12 years
yeah.
later, whatever.
Yeah. So they knew Ahsoka's on her way.
6 episodes just to get this guy, huh?
Yep.
You should have like a little poo stain, like just right on.
Look
on
at
the
his
front.
gut.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed. Like, Thrawn has like a
Right.
beer belly.
Yeah.
Why? Didn't he have sort of like a built?
He has like a-
not
yeah.
like crazy muscular, but
Right, like-
he's got the manly like.
Not anorexic,
V-
but
the V,
he's got the torso. You know what I mean?
He doesn't have a beer belly
Right.
like where the. And it's
He-
probably because the actor
he's-
who voices him isn't in shape.
Right. This is a dude who's been married for 25 years and let himself go.
And the dude who, when they told him, "Hey, you're gonna be thrown in live action," he's like, "Do I have to lose weight?" And they're like, "No, it's fine. Nobody cares."
You're a Grand Admiral.
Yeah, we're gonna pay you $100 million for this thing. It's fine.
Right.
Whatever.
Grand Admirals don't do this.
It's like, why can't you use computers for everything? Can you use computers to make him look not fat?
Right. Like, you're making him blue skin.
I don't mean it's like the Boba Fett thing, man, where he's just like so out of shape.
Yeah.
And, it's just,
It's,
and I hate to like shame in that way, and I don't mean to
but
like
it's
come
a
off
character
as-
identity thing.
But it's a character identity thing. It's like It's like, why
if
is
Amy
Boba Fett?
Schumer would have been Barbie, would you have been upset? Answer carefully. She's watching.
I don't get it. People say not to fat shame Lizzo. And that she's wait, that's the end? Oh, I was gonna. Fuck, that ruined my joke. The episode title of that was fucking
Far, far away.
Far, far away.
And they used the line, Hu Yang says, in a galaxy, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
And he was just telling them a story?
Because apparently at the very beginning, he says to Ahsoka, hey, remember in the Jedi Temple when I would tell you the stories of the Jedi?
Yeah.
And I had parts 1, 2, and 3? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, do you want me to tell you them again? And she said, no. And then finally, she says yes. And since they're now in a different galaxy, he can say, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Okay.
He said the line.
He said the thing.
Clap.
So if I'm gonna be honest, if we're gonna say honest things here, I think this might be my favorite episode, and it's still not very good. Do you have an episode you prefer to this? 'Cause I don't think I do.
God, that's depressing.
And that's only because I
yeah.
think they did some stuff with Ray Stevenson that I sort of liked.
That's
And that's the only like
right.
redeeming thing? Or
Morgan
like,
Elsbeth is still kind of
Bland.
a nothing burger.
she's a nothing burger, bland villain.
Shin.
Thrawn was disappointing to see.
That was a
6
very-
episodes to get to that, and we're like, oh, that's
Oh, it's a fat accountant from work.
he's a...
The dude from HR is in charge of a and so here's the thing. All right.
I was hoping for something more with Thrawn. I guess he's just a guy.
So what I'm trying to figure out is,
But-
and maybe they'll do some answers, but there's only 2 episodes left, and I honestly don't think they will
so
really answer stuff.
They haven't answered the big question for people that didn't really watch
Right.
didn't really watch Rebels. Why all this for this guy?
He's got
All
one
of
Star
this
Destroyer.
for this one guy who's got 1 Star Destroyer. It's in pretty bad shape,
All of his
and-
stormtroopers are patched up.
and he hasn't done anything to earn that audience's like, oh,
Right.
guy,
Yeah.
if this guy gets can control the Empire, we're
Oh God! Oh
none
God!
of that.
Right.
There's none of that. Like, this guy can't be in charge because we're doomed if he is.
I mean,
Which is how you set up your bad
they've
strategists.
done a lot of tell, not show, of his intelligence.
Well, they built him up too much now,
Right.
And this is the first thing we see of him, and it's sort of like I'm gonna say that Thrawn build up was a weak orgasm. It was like, there he was, I came, but it just sort of dribbled out. It didn't bang out like it normally does.
Normally.
You know, it's almost like some bad thought popped into my head right before, and it sort of
The door opens right.
You hear a noise, and you're like, no, and then like the and all of a sudden your
no.
orgasm's a lot weaker. That's
No,
what Thrawn
I
was.
was so close.
Thrawn was a weak orgasm there. You need to set him. You need to fucking make his entrance like baller, son.
Well,
Some crazy shit needs to go down.
here's the thing. All right, what we know of everything at this point, going into it, is if you've even watched the other shows and stuff, you get this idea that Ezra had to use the space whales to get Thrawn out because Thrawn was too good for him to beat any other way, so he tricked him.
Why can't he just beat him? He doesn't have the Force.
Thrawn, like in like space battles and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I get that then.
Right.
But
So-
they were both in the bridge together. Why didn't they just kill him?
'cause he had Ezra as a captive, I think.
Okay.
I think
The clip I saw, they were both in the bridge, and Ezra was using the Force to like hold him against the wall, and then the space
trying
whale
to
things
remember.
happened. And
I'm trying to remember. I think
I don't know.
I think he gave himself up as a captive. But anyway,
he did a Trojan horse kind
right.
of thing.
But
or-
so anyway, space whales take Ezra and Thrawn to this galaxy. Theoretically, they would have came, I guess, to this planet.
which is just an empty ass planet.
So they are unable to go to any other planet.
Like I said, I mean, because it's uncharted, maybe they don't know where any other planets are. So
Okay.
that's kind of fair.
But then this makes you ask. There's like 10,000 stormtroopers on that ship.
Well, that's the
How are
thing.
they being fed?
If what we saw from this planet is literally the entire ecosystem, which is what is true to Star Wars, one planet just has rocky terrain. There are some creatures there. Maybe they hunt them and eat them. I don't know. But like I said, there's 10,000 troopers. We need meat. We need.
They've tamed those wolf monster things.
Okay, so maybe they just have a system where they've
they eat some of them and
they harvest.
Right.
They have a farm
But still,
of things.
okay.
And I don't
Moving
know.
past things like that, why is Ezra now living with crab creatures?
How did he get away?
Right.
Because he was with Thrawn at the beginning.
And why did Thrawn not even know where he was?
And Thrawn had no idea where he was, apparently.
Right.
And she found him within a day.
Right.
Within a day of
And
travel.
apparently the Dathomir sisters are still on this planet.
And they have magic and
And-
can't find Ezra.
And Thrawn immediately linked up with them, and they're almost like kowtowing to him.
Yeah, like I said, part of my prediction was true. There is a whole planet sort of worshiping him, kind of, but it's just like three.
why?
But it's only 3 people.
Right. And why though?
So why are those people living
They
there?
have
There's nothing there.
magic. They have the Force. He should be not inconsequential to them.
Well, that's
then.
why I don't understand is why are these magical people why do they care about Thrawn?
Right.
What is the
and why do
point
they
of
care
Thrawn?
about the other galaxy?
I still don't, the show hasn't even told me if Thrawn comes back to the other galaxy, what happens?
Right.
Why would
we know
why
he's a
would the
master-
Empire even follow this guy?
We know he's a master tactician from the old Empire.
How different is this guy from Moff Gideon?
Well, Moff Gideon can just somehow return.
But so that gives him the edge.
Right,
He's
yeah.
got the power of always returning.
Yeah.
But no, you know what I'm saying? Though Moff Gideon is already depicted as supposed to be like this highly intelligent strategy imperial guy who's trying to fill the vacuum, the power vacuum. How at this point, how is Thrawn any different than Moff Gideon from a storytelling structure in this galaxy?
Maybe because we're supposed to believe Gideon's now finally dead.
So he's just Gideon too.
Yeah. You gotta latch onto something.
Because he is just a guy.
right.
And the show hasn't given us
Maybe
really
it's
any reason
everyone is hyped on him. It's like a
Luke Skywalker doesn't even care, so he must not be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Luke's like, Thrawn might be coming back? Whatever. That guy's a chump. I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I get the idea. This is definitely an issue of you built the hype in universe and out of universe for a character.
But then you didn't deliver. You didn't deliver.
You gotta deliver. And right now, one episode in of him, they have not delivered.
I'll give you an analogy of where hype feeds in, but then succeeds.
Okay.
And it's tough because it's hard to deliver when things are that crazy.
Right.
End of Batman Begins. Nolan's first Batman movie, which was supposed to be his only Batman movie. He never had plans of making any more. End of that movie is where he Ra's al Ghul's defeated. They're fixing all the problems at the end of the day. Batman and Gordon have a heart-to-heart at the very end of that movie on a rooftop after they set up, and you get that whole he's like, man, you really started something here. This whole you wearing a mask and criminals running scared in the night, but now we got this new guy. Look at this.
Dent.
No, he's armed robbery,
Oh, he shows the Joker.
Yeah,
card.
at the very end of the movie. Armed, look at this guy. Armed robbery, has a taste of the theatrics like you do. He leaves us a calling card. And then he pulls out, like, Joker.
Yeah.
And you know, people see that, and this is a meta thing.
Well, and
the meta
right.
Batman's never seen that in this universe. Batman's never seen that. Audience members, that's the hype of, fuck, the Joker's coming.
Well,
you know.
And that's also part of Thrawn. Then is we out of universe know more than even the characters in the universe do. Yeah.
Exactly. But The Dark Knight delivered.
Yes.
Eventually, Nolan wrote The Dark Knight and delivered in full force.
Well, and like Heath Ledger delivered, and everyone delivered.
Exactly. It was a team effort.
Right.
But like, that was a movie that obviously, if they wouldn't have delivered a proper Joker movie, it would have fallen flat on its face. You know, like people would have hated it. You know,
Nolan, Nolan's a great director. Like, I'm not taking anything away from him. But,
an auteur, if you will.
But Nolan got very lucky with like Heath Ledger like diving full force into that role and giving literally his all to it. Like, I mean, literally, he died.
Well,
but
he was working on another movie when he died.
Right, but you know
some
what I
people
mean,
say that like a lot of the stress and stuff involved may or may not have contributed.
But my point is being, like, it is a culmination of things to do this, and this does not feel that way. Like, you have like the Joker, Heath Ledger comes together to make it work. This, I know he did the voice for Thrawn in Rebels, and he still he does sound like Thrawn. Like, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, I was disappointed a little bit, but I didn't realize that he was supposed to be like.
He has a very clipped. I don't know how, like,
would you
perfunctory.
Would you describe it as who's the leader of House Bolton?
Ramsay?
No, the father.
Roose.
Roose Bolton is described in Game of Thrones as very like this sort of taciturn, soft-spoken, like sort of type.
Perfunctory.
Is that how you describe Thrawn?
But, like, Thrawn is, I don't want to say meditating, but like methodical.
Like he thinks very hard about each word he's going to say.
Right. Like, you know, like how we've bitched and moaned, like in the first couple episodes of this show. I'll say a line. Your character would then pause.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, you would pause for 5 seconds and then say your line.
It's gotten a little better since those first 2 episodes.
But like Thrawn, actually, that would be the guy who would pause.
Yeah, he would just sit there.
Because he would think.
He would digest what you just said,
right,
and
he would
really.
And he would think each word out of his sentence and the sentence structure before saying his sentence.
Okay.
Sabine and them would not be.
Sabine shouldn't be doing that because she's just a reckless teenager or whatever.
They even show her
whatever
being
she's
reckless.
supposed to be doing.
They show her
on her highway, just flying.
The only highway and the
that one highway that has no other cars on it.
Ever.
That leads to nowhere.
Ever.
Remember, it just goes off into nothing. It goes off into
nothing.
Well,
what is with that in the show? Just having this like runway scene.
It's just to show that she's cool.
No, but like, so
that's what Mahler said. It was like the writer was just trying to show that he was cool.
I'm saying scene, like set-wise, right? They've done that same scene now multiple times. So when she goes to leave, it's an empty highway into nowhere.
Yeah.
When Ahsoka gets the map and then has to run when they go to self-destruct, it's like an empty runway.
Was that a runway, or was it just like wilderness or wasteland?
She runs on stones.
It's on a pathway?
And there's like statues every which way, right? Mm-hmm. And she finally gets picked up by the droid, Huron.
But that's an ancient, like, sort of thing, though.
Right. My point is being, though, like, and then this episode, when they show her ride off on the wolf, there's those little statues, and she rides off into the distance on, like, a stone-paved area. It's like they're just reusing the same set idea. Yeah. And just different, like,
and they take
pictures.
their good old time, and this is like part is like, they take their good old times, like showing a ship going down, showing a ship land. How many times do we have to watch extra footage of like the same? Mm-hmm. It's like we already assumed they landed. You don't have to show us 20 seconds of this.
Even in this episode alone, how many external shots of like the Chimera sitting on top of that platform did we see?
Well, exactly. It's like there's establishing shots, but then there's like going overboard with.
And then just like
once you show us that, you can cut that Star Destroyer anytime. You don't have to keep showing us Star Destroyer first.
Right.
Like
and then they showed us her entire travel to get to him, which they had to have a fight scene just to have the fight scene. Yeah, because we can't not have a fight scene. Because
this episode was pretty tame on action, so that's why that happened.
Right.
It was like we gotta have something.
And then it gave Balin,
The lightsaber needs to come out.
and then it gave Balin something to track.
Yeah.
Even though he has the Force and they have a fucking Star Destroyer, tracking should not even be needed.
We don't even need the fight for tracking. You could
Well,
just
right.
have
Him, like,
him
picking
looking,
Right.
broken,
Yeah.
and I'm happy with him tracking. Like that's
But in a world where like technology is
why would he have skills in tracking?
well,
Like,
no, I'm not even saying his skills, but like there's a Star Destroyer, there's Sith like magic witches.
But that's sort of an issue. You got magic wishes for one thing.
Right.
But the Chimera, like, why can't they just find life forms?
Yeah, they should have
Like,
sensors.
And the fact that Ezra's so close,
One
the
day
Chimera could probably just nuke the area and be rid of
and
Ezra.
if they don't, and it doesn't seem like they care if Ezra lives.
And what is
They're not
it-
using him.
And at the end of the day, what does it matter if Ezra lives or dies? He's living with crab people.
Yeah.
Like, he's not doing anything.
If they literally would go to hyperspeed right now,
Yeah, Ezra-
what happens to Thrawn? They lost Balin, they lost that Shin, Sabine, and Ezra. Ezra and Sabine are nothings to them, so all they're losing is
Yeah.
just Balin and Shin.
The only personal thing that I care about right now is whatever Balin is talking about with him, like saying like he's got some sort of ulterior motive here, and Shin may or
Right.
may not be happy with it. Like that's sort of the only
And-
thing I'm sort of latching on to.
And the problem is, out of universe, we know he's unfortunately died.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like we know whatever happens to the seasons, that's probably the end
Unless
of
they
it,
would
but
recast his character.
If his character is, I don't think his character lives throughout the season, but
I mean, I don't know. But like,
it's at least at the very least it's interesting.
right.
And if it turns out that he was planned on having a way bigger part, it's a horrible shame that it's a horrible shame regardless that he passed away.
Well,
but,
right. Yeah.
But like that's really tragic then for Star Wars to like literally like, oh, you had this one thing in the show that was really good.
it kind of
Just it's like the franchise is cursed.
Well, I think about like the sequel trilogy. They kill Luke, kill Han.
Yeah, and then Leia
Leave-
dies in real life,
Right,
you know.
yeah.
And Carrie Fisher, and it's like that's that's how it goes sometimes.
Guess you should put
but-
all your eggs in the Chewie basket, because he's guaranteed to live.
Quite honestly, Holdo should have never existed, and that should have been Carrie Fisher's moment. If we're going to do the whole Holdo
Once they
maneuver
knew she
thing.
died, they should have done that. Because she died like while
filming?
still editing Last Jedi, I think.
No, because she had scenes that were shot for Rise of Skywalker.
Did she, or was that just film footage that they
Well,
reused?
it might have been footage that they had from other movies. I don't know. But
I'm trying to remember the timeline.
She definitely died after Rise. I think she died after Last Jedi came out. I don't know, but
Google, come to my rescue.
all right.
Did Carrie Fisher die after The Last Jedi? Carrie Fisher died on December 27, 2016, a few months after completing work on The Last Jedi, but nearly a year before it was released in theaters.
Okay.
Right there on Google.
So,
right there on Google.
but that doesn't necessarily mean they can edit in a way
No,
where she does the self-sacrifice.
I get that. But I'm just saying, it is ironic, I guess, is the right way to look at things.
No, irony or poetic injustice.
Poetic justice, because Disney's evil. They're woke, Joe. Drew, they're
No, they're
woke.
evil because they're
We
fake.
can't-
They're evil because they're fake woke. Remember Finn? He wasn't on a
Yeah.
poster in a certain country. You want to know why?
Uganda?
Exactly. So wait, where are we at here? Before we end this,
We got 2 episodes left.
we have 2 episodes.
So maybe 2 hours at most? Like if each
Like I
episode
said,
is an hour, which I doubt.
I'm gonna guess that we are gonna be staying on this planet / Chimera for the bulk remainder of the
Because
series.
Ahsoka it hasn't even gotten over here.
Ahsoka's not even over here yet.
Right.
So I don't believe that they're going to go back to their galaxy even by next episode.
Yeah.
If they do, I mean, they are going to definitely return because obviously Thrawn's not leaving. Ahsoka's not leaving. They're all going to go back maybe on a space whale or the Chimera.
I foresee next episode is going to open with Ahsoka landing or getting into the system, leaving the whale, and having like a fight or something with
Are they just going to
Thrawn.
show up at that planet where the whales?
Same. Like, I mean, they're coming out the same spot. They left the same spot.
Ahsoka didn't seem to know that when they left.
She does have the comment.
She has a comment like, I don't know where we're going.
Or like, and then she says something like, "Well, going somewhere is better than nowhere."
Yeah, wait, oh yeah, the most strange dialogue ever.
Yeah.
No, wait, who's on that ship? It's her
And the droid.
and the droid. Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, it's just those two?
Hera and
Hera stayed behind,
yeah,
right?
and everyone else stayed behind.
Which means she has no purpose in the plot for the remainder of the series.
Hera?
Hera was just filler for the most
Hera
part.
was just to make the New Republic involved.
And just to show that she's a general, but she also has no power.
And she was from Rebels, so we had to include her.
Okay, she was pointless.
And it's Mary Elizabeth Weinstein.
Yeah, and she's great. I mean, there's actors in this thing.
Yeah.
But,
Rosario Dawson's not a
so
bad actress.
Rosario Dawson is gonna...
She was in a show, like, once again, this is like Book of Boba Fett, right? I just now really thought about this. This entire episode, a 48-minute episode, Ahsoka's in it for like 3-4 minutes. This is her show. It's named Ahsoka.
Yep.
She was in her own episode for only 4 minutes.
So, yeah.
And it was in hyperspace, where she's not doing anything, but having a conversation with a droid.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Is it just the misdirect of how Disney does things?
It's not necessarily bad that we had an episode focusing on sort of the bad guy point of view of things.
Right,
I don't.
but you should still get more out of the character that's the title of the show, though.
Well, especially if you're doing a thing where it's like the good guys are doing this thing, and in the episode, like I said, they're trying to do it like parallel. Where it's like these things are happening concurrently.
Yeah.
So I don't want to really dock them points for that, but yeah, it's like what? So what do we gotta do? Like Ahsoka's gonna fight Balon.
Maybe the girl, but like you said, Sabine's gonna fight her.
So Sabine is going to best Shin.
Right.
That's definitely.
She's already lost twice to her in duels.
Yeah, or got bested. Something's
Right.
gonna happen where she gets the better of her in the finale.
Right.
There's gonna be a scene where Ahsoka is like gonna be charging Thrawn, and then he says something. And
Are they all on the Chimera?
she has to fight a robot boss
right.
at some point, like an AT-AST or something.
Are they
you know.
all on the Chimera as it goes back to our galaxy, though?
Either that or a whale. Those are the only two options.
Right.
It wouldn't be as stupid as. No, wait.
It's
Wait,
all
wait.
just
So wait. So the bad guys have to take the Eye of Sion back,
And the good guys have to use the whale.
and the good guys have to use the way or use the Eye of Sion.
Right. I mean, theoretically, right.
Well, the witches said that we used to ride the whales. So can they use the whales? I don't know.
I would assume so. Yeah.
They said they used to.
because they rode rancors and stuff. So.
But Thrawn can't ride. Thrawn needs a witch to ride the whales. So.
And this does still go into the why is Thrawn?
Is Thrawn gonna? Are they gonna do something where actually the good guys actually have Thrawn tied up in like the lasso of truth, and then they're on the whale and they're like, we're gonna take you back to hang.
If they end this show, if they literally end the season with Thrawn in handcuffs type thing,
And like season 2 is like, oh, he's getting out.
that's horrible though.
That might happen.
But like
you know?
you make it like I know this show's called Ahsoka, but Thrawn's the main thing, right? If you spend an 8-episode show where like you don't even see the main bad guy until like episode 6, and then he's immediately in handcuffs like an episode or 2 later.
Well, you know what's funny is like, well, once Balon and Shin are out of the way, like the show has to keep creating Force users for Ahsoka to fight.
Right? Yeah.
You have to keep because if they don't exist, then Ahsoka raffle stomps
Or they figure out,
including Thrawn. Like Thrawn can't fight Ahsoka
unless they figure out smart, nuanced ways to hold.
Well,
it's
a Superman versus
True.
Lex Luthor thing. Superman, obviously, Lex Luthor can't fight Superman. But
True. All the people on the internet are saying Filoni is a genius.
He's finally.
He's the savior of Star Wars.
Finally, I can take Star Wars seriously again. Thanks,
I can
Filoni.
only imagine the nuanced ways the genius,
More like
the savior of Star Wars, will write villains to be able to work against Ahsoka.
Look, I love Feel My Baloney quite a bit. He's one of my favorite filmmakers. Wait, he's a film. No, wait, is he? Does he make movies?
He's an artier.
An auteur? Okay.
No, he's literally only
He's
done
autistic.
Rebel.
He's autistic, all right.
He's done Mando, or he's done the Clone Wars, Rebels, an episode or 2 of Mando, and an episode of Book of Boba Fett, and now this.
If I would, if I ever, I've said I didn't, but if I like somehow ended up directing an episode of Book of Boba Fett, I would fucking tell them to put the name Alan Smithy on like the director. Just we're using the pseudonym.
Right.
Like we're not.
You know what? I would pay top dollar, I say, good sir, to let you run season 2 of Book of Boba Fett. Top
season 2
dollar.
Didn't they just leave? They're like, oh shit, the city's way worse off than we left. We fucking left.
The final scene is like him eating like a fruit from a vendor.
They're like leaving. They're like leaving on a ship, aren't they? Like, oh no, we tried.
I mean, we gave her the old college cheapo. I don't know what to tell you.
The gun. Remember the gun train?
So, on a scale of things,
it's pretty bad. It's not as bad as Mando season 3, I don't think.
So that's where I'm getting at. So,
but it's still pretty down there.
Obi-Wan, Book of Boba Fett, Mando season 3, Ahsoka. What ranks where?
It's tough. I think Mando season 3 might be the worst of the worst as far as writing.
I think Book of Boba Fett.
Book of Boba Fett is definitely second. Obi-Wan is down there too, and I think as far as like ranking goes, it's my most disappointed.
Right, because I
like it felt hard. It felt like a harder fall.
And I felt like this was supposed to be the Star Wars prestige show.
And it had everything working for
it.
It
Had Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen. It was about Obi-Wan. It
had the worst writing.
Ewan McGregor was really hyped for this. Like he was legitimately.
He was tweeting about it.
Like he was legitimately hyped. And then it's like everyone literally took a collective shit on a fucking Jabba.
It turned into
face.
It turned into like Obi-Wan makes the lightsaber motion with his two hands, and fans were like clapping at the screen, like he's doing the lightsaber pose.
That's where we're at in Star Wars.
Anakin, I failed
everyone.
You.
I bet you, pennies to the dollar. Everyone on the internet fucking lost their ball sack when the droid said, a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
I'm sure there was like reaction videos of people crying.
Right. Like it was
like when Obi-Wan lifts all the rocks up and starts pelting Vader with it.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah! And you're like, is this really what Star Wars means to you?
Right.
I'm sorry that it does, because it means a lot more to me than that. But
I like it.
And like you get like scenes where like Vader leaves Obi-Wan for dead. Then there he's like standing over him. He's like, you know, and he leaves him for
the second time.
For the second, well, no, Vader leaves Obi-Wan there.
Vader does,
despite the fact that it would be totally in Vader's character to definitely confirm that Obi-Wan's dead,
because that's
because
he's a Sith.
Well, he's also very obsessive over everyone. But instead, he just decides to leave Vader, and then Obi-Wan gets up and picks up all the rocks, starts pelting Vader with him, and for some reason, Vader can't deflect him with the Force, despite the fact that he can
literally hold a ship,
spaceships out of orbit.
Right.
You know? It's like power levels are all over. It's like. You know, we always make fun of Star Wars, like Dragon Ball Z power levels.
Yeah.
But at least with fucking Dragon Ball, it keeps like escalating.
Right.
So like you wouldn't have a scene where you don't like really have the scene where like Krillin is all of a sudden beating fucking Frieza.
Right.
You know. And it's like no, like Frieza doesn't do that. You know, like in one scene, Frieza instant kills Krillin. But then now it's like, oh no, Krillin can beat Frieza in one hit. It's like, no, that never really happened. That's not canon.
God,
I hope it's not canon.
Is the people are the people who just love you go into like Jedi Council forums, game FAQs, Reddit.
I don't go to any of those things really.
But I'm just saying any of these sites, right? You go onto them, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever it is now. And you see the people who are just
they're gung ho,
die-hard Star Wars fans who kind of can't see the forest from the trees type thing. They just love it. Like, bam, man, that flashback and we saw Rex in live action. I'm like, well,
and it was just a stormtrooper.
Right.
As far as I was concerned, it was just a stormtrooper standing
We also
there.
did see Rex already in Revenge of the Sith.
Was he? I don't know.
Yeah, he was the main clone trooper.
No, that was Cody.
That was Obi-Wan's, but Rex was Anakin's main one.
Oh, was he in Revenge of the Sith?
I think so. Maybe it was just the show. Maybe I'm thinking of Cody though.
There was Commander Cody, I remember.
That was,
specifically.
but I think they showed Rex because Rex was always with Anakin, but maybe not in the movies. I know he was in the show.
Yeah.
But like everyone, are these people the people who are crying when they saw the Millennium Falcon in the trailer for the TFA?
Yeah.
They're
pathetic.
Well,
is what they
but
are.
Are they bigger fans than the fans who want to hold the show to accountability?
Fan that's air quotes.
Right,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
The term fan will change depending on who you are. Specifically
Is the person who's getting like Star Wars tattoos, is getting like doing a Star Wars themed wedding?
Here we are talking about Star Wars.
Right.
Spending a lot of time and
but
energy.
We're critiquing it and looking at it in a nuanced, and we're being analytical on it.
We also, we both read a lot. I dabble.
Don't even know how to read.
I dabble in a lot of movies. I think storytelling is a very good art. I think it's a really fun art to learn and sort of like.
But so, is the people who are obsessed to the level of religious fanaticism, are they more fans than the people who are willing to break apart the thing they love to tinker with it and look at it and hold it accountable? Because we're holding it accountable.
So the people that
they're not.
So no, they're fans is the answer is all the above. Everyone, those are all fans. The people who aren't fans are the ones that don't watch Star Wars and don't talk about it.
Well,
those are the ones that aren't fans. We are fans in a certain light, in a regard.
Is it
in a sense, the franchise is like we think there's a lot to make fun of, so that's why we're doing this.
Is it weird that like the culture wants to gatekeep itself though and say, hey, if you're only gonna bitch and moan about it and critique it, then stay out?
Fuck them. I'll do whatever the hell I want.
Well, right.
Mind your business.
but my point is it weird that like, and I'm sure Star Wars isn't the only IP that does it.
If because two dudes on their internet typing in a chat room or making a YouTube video triggers you that much. That they're making fun of some IP that you, for some reason, are clinging to like a religion, then go out and touch grass.
What does that mean? What does touch grass mean?
It's new internet terms. It mainly means like know nothing nerds that just like hang out in a basement and basically don't go outside. That's what it means to go out and touch grass. By the way, we're in a basement filming this. But
show like can you like at that moment green screen?
No, I think
the Plinkett dungeon.
I was gonna say Plinkett is a good representation of like because even with everyone hating the prequels for the most part,
right?
Or realizing that like people look back on it, like we were kids when the prequels came out.
Glasses, though.
But we know the prequels are bad, but you can still look back and go, I had fun watching the prequels, I guess. Plinkett makes a review. And literally everyone gets behind it and saying, "Yeah, you're right. These are the in very like sort of layman's terms. These are the problems."
Yes.
Because I think that happened with a lot of people. Where they're like, "I know the prequels are bad, but I really don't know how to express why they're bad." And Plinkett puts into very easy to
some of
terms.
this now is the love for like episode 5 of this, like the last episode,
right?
That like Fog of War episode where like they show Ahsoka and Anakin, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's just like the Clone Wars."
Yeah,
is it just member berries and nostalgia?
It could be. I've never watched the Clone Wars, so I don't know.
But like, even like, did that give you any happy feelings of the actual movies? Though?
No. Well, like I said, like I didn't even watch Rebels.
Right.
But that reunion between Sabine and Ezra was lame as fuck.
If I haven't seen, so here's the
like I wouldn't have been happy if I watched Rebels. I probably would have been really disappointed in that. Like that was stupid.
Picture like your family. Like
he's living with crab people for some reason.
But like, here's the weird thing. Picture like your best friend, possibly your lover, because like that was kind of where they.
Yeah, I heard there was sort of like a will they, won't they?
Right.
Or, yeah.
So you have a slight like Mulder, Scully, sexual tension type thing, but they're also teenagers, so that's just there. It always is when you have a girl and a boy.
Right.
Picture that, and picture not seeing that person for legitimately anywhere from 8 to 12 years, whatever this range is. Doesn't matter really. It's a gap.
A long time.
A decade's gap, right?
Yep.
And then picture that when one person finds the other, it's literally because that person had to like crawl through hell and back to do it. It's not like just driving across town to see the person.
Yeah.
She went from one galaxy to another.
But it wasn't until like the 11-year mark, like she wasn't actively looking for
right,
him. Like,
but like it was also, but I'm just saying like distance, physical distance wise, she went from one galaxy to another, and then on an emotional and everything else level, he left no clues. She had to like Sherlock Holmes her way through giving up her soul basically to Thrawn and all this stuff to do this. And their reaction was that.
yeah, lame. Just like piss poor lame.
Well, and he does
While
ask,
a bunch of crab people go, ah!
right, and he does rightfully ask, how did you find me?
It's not important.
And she goes, I don't want to talk about that.
Despite the fact that it's very important.
I'm the person you came to after 10 years of not knowing where I lived. You found me. I literally, like, just, like, say, like...
How fucked are we?
Like, say, literally, like, tomorrow, I just go over, like, to Europe, Spain, Germany, wherever, France. And, like, 10 years from then, you find me in, like, some hut in Italy. And, like, you just wander up to me and be like, Ben? Like, my first question would be, how the fuck did you find me?
Yeah.
What the fuck did you have to do to find me?
It's even crazier than that analogy because it's an entire galaxy
right.
in a foreign land.
I'm just bringing it down to Earth size. Like, just picture that. Like, you would literally be saying to that person, no, stop everything. You ain't touching me. You ain't hugging me until you answer how the fuck you found me.
Also, currently, you know there is a guy hunting you.
Right, and that
has infinite resources for some reason.
Ezra, you can see that Star Destroyer in space. That thing's like looming over him.
More than likely, you can just look up and go, oh, Thrawn's still looking for me for some reason.
Just like, it's like the moon. Like, if every night the moon came up and like it stared down at you.
He had like, I don't know how many troopers. Thousands?
At least, I would say at least 1,000. Let's just say minimum 1,000
men?
Yeah.
And they probably go down and hunt. They have to hunt.
They could literally do the Spaceballs comb in a desert scene.
Do they know about the crab people that Sabine just stumbled upon?
No, only that wolf steed.
They're really good at hiding. They just turn into a rock.
Even though they had trailers. They
have a trailer park.
They had a trailer park with antennas.
That's great.
They had fucking antennas. This is once again where they think of something that looks neat, but don't think about the full ramifications of it. They thought as a visual, it'd be neat to show them living as like these nomadic things with like, and they want to make it real world like and show them having trailers with antennas. Because we would all go, oh look, they have antennas. That's cool. But they don't think in galaxy, in universe, that means they're trying to somehow piggyback on signals from people. And if they're getting signals with their antennas, that fucking means that goddamn Star Destroyer up in space is also getting them same fucking signals.
You know what would have been sort of neat, and they would have needed more time to do this, or at least rewrite the entire show to make more time for it. But like, make sort of like I'm looking for Ezra, and she ends up going, and she comes across like multiple different like sort of species of villages.
Okay.
And like each village sort of has clues that leads to the next village, finding out like, oh, Ezra was here at some point,
and he's moved on.
He's moved on, but like he did something in this town that made everything for the better. Okay, he's supposed to be a good guy, right?
Right.
Like he's supposed to we were
the opposite of like the Bender episode of Godfathers.
Exactly. Like you know where I'm going with this. Like this, you've got this village that maybe like couldn't fend for themselves. Mm-hmm. So he taught everyone like how to like just use basic things to like
the
defend
one Mando
against
episode where he helps the villagers defend against mercenaries.
Maybe not something like an ATST or whatever, but but basic predators like they don't know how to handle themselves, and he taught a class of males how to fight back and save the.
And they could even then tie that into where like the bad guys aren't picking up on this because they're not thinking the way good guys think.
And maybe each village has like its own sort of microcosm like of culture.
Yeah.
Like some maybe one's like a monarchy or whatever.
Yeah.
And maybe it goes to the next one. Now it's like a republic that has like a mini democracy that's going on. And it's like, oh, Ezra, we call him this or whatever. And we built a statue of him up front.
There's like a little monument.
He saved our village from this thing. And like she's like sort of like realizing that he's actually doing a lot of good on this planet.
It's been 11 years, 10 years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's gone on a massive adventure, but it seems like he just spent 11 years living with these crab folk.
You're what, 45?
And they just I'm about 72 at this point.
Okay, so you're 72,
been-
right? So picture 62-year-old Drew.
Okay, those are the good years.
62. That was your best year.
That was the years my doctor said I was allowed to have the Viagra.
So just like picture like the last decade of your life and how much stuff you've done, accomplished in it. What are we thinking Ezra accomplished in those 10 years?
He taught the crab people how to eat mud.
Right, like
I don't know.
like this, this is once again.
This is interesting stuff they could dabble on, but I know they're not going to even
Right,
touch it.
no,
they're not even going to
because
touch
they're not-
what he was up to for
they
11
don't
years.
Flesh out anything.
He's just he met
Nothing
crab
is
people.
fleshed
He
out.
met crab people and gave them a fucking rebellion badge.
Yeah.
And that, as far as I know, that's it.
And that's the only one that.
He's been now waiting on that rock, sitting there for Sabine to show up, so he can now have
In this trailer,
video game conversation with her.
He's a hippie in a trailer that happened to she stumbled upon. Like it's.
She just it makes you question, like, why couldn't Thrawn find him?
Right. Well, yeah.
He's right there.
100%.
He's at this trailer park that's not even trying to hide itself. It's like the only trailer park in this dead world.
It's once again a case where Disney Star Wars wants to make themselves feel like a big universe, but is actually a very small universe. It's like Mahler and EFAP talk about this all the time. They go to a new planet. The first place they land at
It's right there.
is right there. There's never even a scene of, hey, I investigated this city, this town. Nope, not it. Okay, cool. This one. Oh, this one's
Yeah.
it. No, it's always the first place they go to.
There's like a fear of like wanting plot points to breathe,
Yeah.
but then at the same time, you have these just ongoing slew of establishing shots that you don't need, and
pacing,
long
and walking.
pauses, and walking scenes that are just.
I get the idea of what Disney, like on a financial side of things, I get what Disney's doing. Make an episode, like an 8.
They're losing money, so I don't know
Well,
if I get it.
They're
But
making more money than I am. They're doing an
Oh,
eight,
yeah.
They're doing an 8-episode season, stretch it over 3 months to make sure you're subscribed to all 3 months.
yeah,
And so, like, one episode is 36 minutes. One episode is 52 minutes. One episode is 48 minutes. But when you break it, like, I literally want to do this sometime if I ever actually had the fucking care or wherewithal to do it. But, like, to break down each one of these episodes, take out the introduction, take out the prior on, take out the end credits, and then look at what you have time-wise from that, and then break it down even further and take out pacing shots, take out pauses, take out exposition, external establishing shots.
well, I mean, like,
And-
sometimes establishing shots are
Well, like
okay,
the first
and
time.
sometimes pauses are okay.
Right.
I mean,
but, like if it's a heavy moment between two characters, like if
Yeah.
I say to you, "How did you find me?" I would expect a pause.
yeah.
Given what Sabine went to find
maybe
him.
a facial expression change.
Yeah, like
Something, I don't
maybe you twitch a little.
know. Yeah, ooh.
You know, like,
Ezra was a poker player. He sees her reaction, so we know.
he knows when she twists the Oreo the right way.
He's like, you son of a bitch, you're always checking.
Yep.
You checked me into that trap, you fucking cunt. So, Ben, would you recommend Ahsoka episode 6?
To a dead parrot.
All right, dead parrots everywhere.
You'll love it.
You'll love Ahsoka episode 6.
No, I don't. Realistically speaking,
At this point, I don't think I can recommend Ahsoka.
Right.
If somebody said,
I mean-
I saw that Ahsoka's show exists, should I watch it? I probably would say no. Maybe that could change, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, we do have 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. I wouldn't like. And the weird thing is, like, you can't quite tell anyone to avoid any episode. Like, you can't just say, don't watch episode 3 because there's a little bit of what happens. Like, you need to know.
Yeah, I mean,
it.
it does lead to the next thing, but
But,
plot-wise, there's nothing.
I feel like you could almost probably watch episode 4 and just watch that prior on.
Just start in episode 4
and you'll get like the previously on.
and maybe read like a cliff note of
Like watch one 10-minute YouTube video.
There's a map. They want to get the map. They got the map. There you go.
And then you jump from episode 4 on and you'd probably be fine.
Yeah, honestly, I mean,
Watch that opening crawl thing that they do in episode 1.
I
was
just go to fucking Wikipedia. Read synopsis.
I was actually joking the other day on the internet because I do that on the internet. I joke.
You
on
joke? You're a joker?
the opening crawl had more plot than the show itself did up until a point. Like,
sure it did.
Like, that's kind of how depressing Disney Star Wars is it's
I can't
very
wait.
paper-thin plot stretched to make subscriptions happen.
I can't wait to watch that show with the kids on the ship or whatever.
Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
a winner.
I have a slight interest in it because it is like I feel like it might.
It seems like it might be fresh.
Right, it might endure us.
Do we know who's writing it?
I don't know if
That's the key.
I'm sure there like
That's
you
the
can look
key.
it up, but I don't know off the top of my head.
If whoever was involved in these other shit shows is writing that, then
My only concern with it is it does tie in with the Filoni universe.
yeah,
It's
I think that's guaranteed. Technically Andor does too.
Right, but I'm saying it will help lead into that Filoni
Okay, so it's
movie.
part of the EU.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. If anybody that was like involved with it, well, I mean, who knows how
it's
things
just
are going to
Drew
go?
Law is all I know about it.
Who knows how things are going to go with the strike and everything? But
Right, yeah. Maybe they'll just kill Star Wars dead.
I wouldn't mind a whole new fresh start at this point.
Just give us Endor season 2 and then clean house.
Fresh start is all I want.
Give me more Luthien or Lucian.
We need more Libria. He's the devilman.
Labria.
Libria. He's
Labia.
a tax collector. He is deployed.
Faltipern Trevag.
He's deployed 3, 4'2", power 1, ability 1.
Where are we gonna get the Faltipern Trevag Mayum Honest?
Hey, that guy was good in drafts.
Don't even try to figure out a way.
To initiate battle, it's like plus however many
You
icons
dropped
are
him
there.
at the cantina, and that was 4 force.
Yeah, it costs 5 force to initiate battle
plus
against
one,
that fucker. You can just put him there and be like, I dare you.
All right.
You show your opponent the gick. You
Right.
go, is it worth it?
Right.
Is it
Spend
worth
5
it?
force
You're going to spend 5 force knowing that it's going to amount to nothing?
Meanwhile,
I guess they'll have the cantina.
Meanwhile, you also don't show them you have the reacts in your hand that are overpowered.
They don't know that I've got the EPP Vader ready to come down.
Right.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, I think that's about it for us. I don't know if we have anything
You
more to
got
offer.
12
I think
hours
this
of
is-
editing ahead of you now.
Nah,
24 hours. If we just keep talking, you're going to have more and more editing.
What I started doing is I stopped doing a lot of camera edits once the episode's done airing. The camera edits are mainly for the.
Because you have to block out the copyright.
Well, you have to interrupt the algorithm, the
You
copyright
don't want the algorithm to know what you're up to.
Because if like you start showing stuff like a few seconds without like
Right.
sort of a camera edit, it'll trigger like, oh, this is copyrighted.
Facebook doesn't like that. YouTube doesn't like
Yeah.
that. Google doesn't
But once
like
when we're just talking against a blank screen of little Grogu, nobody cares.
that. If you had to describe that face on an emotion level, what do you describe that face as?
It's not Gizmo, is what that is.
Is that consternation?
It's
Thinking?
It's clearly somebody who loved Gremlins and said, "Oh, I'm in charge of a Star Wars project. I'm gonna make Gizmo again."
But that face, that look, that emotion, what is that? What is
It looks
he
like
emoting?
it looks like an old man who just found out that like the coffee isn't fresh at his like diner, and they're gonna have to wait 20 minutes to brew a new batch or something.
that
like
is an old man who wants everyone at that diner to know his political thoughts.
It's an old man who is not happy that a certain group of people is sitting in his favorite booth.
Right.
Like that he
and
wants.
they have certain colored hair.
Think. No, yeah. I was gonna say.
There's
Think.
tattoos and
Did
piercings
you
that he does
ever
not like.
see As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson?
Yeah.
Where he's the writer.
With Diane Keaton and stuff, right?
Helen Hunt.
Is it Helen Hunt?
I think it's Helen Hunt.
And
And
doesn't it also have what's her name from Misery?
no, I don't
I'm
think
thinking
so.
of something else completely.
It's where he's Jack Nicholson's like a writer, but he's like super OCD and he's like sort of anti-people and but like he has to go to this
This
diner.
is old Jack Nicholson too.
It's from the 90s, I think. But like
Anything after the 80s is old
he
Jack Nicholson.
he's an older guy, but he has to go to this one diner every day, and he always has to have the same waitress sit at the same table.
Okay.
And at one point, he goes over there. And there's like people there, and they're of the. This will be cut, but they're of the Jewish.
Don't cut it. Don't,
They're of
let
the
it run.
They're of
Let
the
it
Jewish
run.
nature.
All right.
And he's like sitting there. He's like getting antsy because he's sitting there because he has to sit there.
Is he a
There's plenty of
German?
no, he's not German. He just
Okay.
But he's sort of like off the cuff, like he's an angry old man.
Okay.
And he goes over to the waitress, he's like, "There's Jews at my table," like, and she's like, "Well, they came in. I don't know what the fuck you're doing." He's like, so he stands near their table and he starts like heckling them, like to get them to leave so he can sit down. And he's like, "All right, I'll take my usual 2 eggs over easy, 2 slices of wheat toast dry." Blah, blah, blah. And she gets pissed off at him because she basically chased away one of her tables or whatever. And, and it turns into like a weird love story. But
What do you?
he's a writer, and it's great. He's like a very renowned writer, but he doesn't talk to the public because he's super private.
So it's like Stephen King if he was private.
Well, yeah, certainly. And at one point, he does run into a fan of like that loves his writer, and like a woman, she's like, "Oh my God, you're so and so," and he's like, "Yeah, like." He's like, "How do you write women so well? Like how do you figure it out?" And he's like, "Here's what I do. I take a man, and I remove accountability, and what else did he say? I remove accountability and shit. It's a great line. I have to remember. It's
Just
like he just shuts her down.
Voiceover added in. Arr, the Orlando Falcons.
Wait. I take a man and remove reason and accountability.
Oh, the reason was the part you...
I couldn't remember reason. I take away reason and accountability. That's how I write women. And then that's how he tells a woman who likes how he writes women.
I don't know if I could... Like, I'm OCD, like, in certain ways and stuff, but, like, I don't know if I could ever be that level of...
Well, he's like... It shows him walk... He can't step on cracks when he's walking down, like, the sidewalk, and he's like...
I don't know if I could ever be... Like, personally, I just... Like, I understand it. Like, I'm not belittling it. I understand it, but, like, I am OCD in certain ways. I don't know if I could be that level of OCD, though. Like, I'm pretty open-ish.
I think OCD is sort of like a spectrum. Like I've seen people like weird about very weird meticulous things, but then they won't be about other things. Like it's just one little thing that I feel like they have to control.
At work, I will go to like the area where we keep papers to like keep track of stuff, like beers and merchandise and stuff, and I will make sure each paper is like squared up and like lined up and stuff. But at home, my desks, like I have like 3 desks in my office, and each one is just like fucking like a tornado hit it, and it's just papers, books, ejaculate everywhere. It's just
papers are stuck together.
Right.
Constantly.
It's just I don't need paperweights. It's
the ejaculate keeps it down.
It holds it down. But like it's so weird that like at work I get kind of fussy about like one of the like it's also weird like with retail like one of the other people will move stuff and like when we're slow and not busy, like I'll pace around and like I'll then just fix it the way I like it. And then like 2 minutes later, the other person who's also like OCD
fixes it back to what they want it to be. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's like the Odd Couple almost in a way. Like
da-da-da-da-da.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we'll definitely watch the last 2 episodes of Ahsoka.
This is it. Just like literally, this is the moment where we gave up on it. And you never.
I'm interested in the Balin stuff a little bit.
Well, it's still. Here's the thing.
Thrawn being a wet blanket was sort of a letdown. Like it's like 6 episodes and we just cut to him and he's just a guy. I guess we knew he was just a guy.
Well, yeah. Here's the weird thing too. I'm in the mindset of like, I'm not fully on that level that some people are, where it's like, Star Wars is great, no matter what. Like good, like just give me more Star Wars. Like,
that meme, or it's just like, it's a cringe. Like,
but like at the same time, like I'm gonna still.
It's never bad.
Right, I'm still gonna watch it. I'm not like the person who says pizza is like sex. At least, like even when you have bad pizza, it's still pizza. Or
it's,
like the metaphor then being like even when you're having sex, it's still sex.
Even bad Star Wars is good. It's like
no, I'm not that. But like I'll still watch it. Like I am kind of.
Well, it's like I said, it's fascinating. Whether or not you even like it anymore, it's sort of a fascinating IP.
And I guess maybe like some can like point at it and go, "Well, you're wasting your time." I'm like, yeah, but we all waste our time.
You know what? Before Andor, I would have said, "You're right," but they have the ability.
Well, and
they've proven that they know how to. They can get a writer in there
we
and
all waste our
figure
time.
things
Right.
out. You know, I don't know.
We all waste our time in different ways.
Well, if we're just talking media in general, then isn't everything, any movie, any video
Right.
game, anything you're doing that's not working for a living, wasting your time?
yeah.
But,
I mean, and in that same vein, like, I will watch a movie not knowing if I will like it or not.
right.
Does that mean then when I did not like that movie that I wasted my time?
And before the internet, you would probably just go out and Blockbuster, rent a movie on a cuff, and
Go to roads there in town, and you know,
a lot of times they
Yeah.
were losers.
yeah,
A lot back in the old NES, Super NES days.
yes.
Shitload of games are terrible.
My parents were not buyers of games. We rented our games all the time. So my parents would go to Rhodes for their medicine because my mom had to get certain medicines because of her heart and thyroid. So whenever we went, though, I was allowed to pick out one game and one movie to rent. And then if we did on a weekend, we paid an extra little bit, but you got it for the whole weekend, though.
Yeah.
And man, like
Back when you rented movies from a pharmacy.
Right, which is like, when you think about it, it's like so weird.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, there was a lot of fucking fails.
Oh yeah.
Like Spy versus Spy was a fail.
The internet
I
is
remember
actually
getting that,
the internet is a great thing because it lets you know, like, don't waste your time with this thing.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden you go to those review sites and it's like sitting at like a 10% with like 100 reviews,
Right.
you realize, like, okay, this has got to be awful then. If this many people are like,
It almost might be worth renting just for it then.
well, depending, but it's like usually even the bad good movies have like a higher rating. Like people are
Yeah,
like,
because-
oh, this movie's shit, but it's fun.
Right,
You know,
right.
whatever.
You're gonna,
if
like-
something's 10%, that means nobody's enjoying it, and they
It's
felt like
just,
they felt like they were cheated,
Right.
like out of time on this planet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that'll be it then for us. We'll see you next time, folks. Unless you have something else to add.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
We'll have to censor
Howard Stern's penis.
that. We'll have to censor all that. Goodbye!